into the heart of Hong Kong's street food culture, the legendary Dai Pai Dong. With their humble stalls, plastic stools and sizzling woks, Dai Pai Dongs are more than just street-side eateries. They're a living, breathing part of Hong Kong's culinary soul, serving up flavours that have stood the test of time. At their peak, there were hundreds across the city. Today, only a handful remain, each carrying a legacy of rich flavours and hearty traditions.
This is one of the few remaining licensed Dai Pai Dongs here in Hong Kong. The smell of the food is quite incredible. The intensity of the fire is just something that I've never seen before. It is so hot, I can feel it from here. All the colours, the energy. This is Hong Kong right here. I love it.
This particular Dai Pai Dong, oyster, has been run by the same family since 1956. And I was lucky enough to meet the original owner. Most of the dishes are prepared using wok hai, a technique commonly used in Cantonese cooking. Translating to breath of the wok, it refers to the flavours you can only get from a smoking hot cast iron wok frying over extremely hot flames. And at Oi Man Sang, the flames are powered by jet fuel, which only adds to the intense drama. I tried all of their signature dishes, from the clams.
Clams are so fresh. You can taste the smokiness from the wok, from that severe heat. So beautiful.
To the sautéed squid with dried shrimp and chives.
Oh, This one is so good. And what I really love about it is the crunchiness of the cashew, and the dried shrimp is in there to give more of a fishy, more of an intense flavour, and it's also a textural thing.
And stir-fried black pepper beef with potato.
Look at that. It's like butter. It's so tender. You know, there's a reason why this place is so popular, and it's one of those places that a lot of people from Hong Kong really cherish because there's not many of them left, and the ones that are left are amazing. So good. I was so impressed at the Dai Pai Dong the other night. The way that the chefs worked the woks, they managed that hot fire. It was almost like they were dancing in the kitchen. So I got a bit of inspiration from there, and I'm going to cook my own home-style stir-fry using some pork and some gorgeous garlic chives. I really like garlic chives, and here you find it quite a lot in dumplings, but it's also great to give a stir-fry some extra flavour. Okay, let's start with the pork. This is pork scotch fillet, so you can see there's a lovely amount of fat in there. This is actually quite thin, so I'm not going to marinate it for too long. I have just cut the little rounds of pork into strips just like this. So to marinate the pork, I'll add some oyster sauce, a few spoonfuls of that, along with some Shaoxing wine, which is Chinese cooking wine, just a tiny splash, and then some bicarb soda and some corn flour. Now, this is a very, very common Chinese cooking technique called velveting. By adding that corn flour and that bicarb, we're going to soften the meat so it's going to be super tender and velvet-like, so it's going to melt in the mouth when you eat it. Now, you've got to be careful when you're using bicarb in the velveting process. If you use too much, it can become soapy, so we don't want that. Just a small pinch is all you need to break down the protein slightly. And because this is so thin, I'm not going to marinate it for long at all. So I'll pop that to one side, and I'm just going to prepare my garlic chives. So for the garlic chives, I'm just going to cut them into batons. I've given them a good wash, and we'll just cut them into about 4 to 5 centimetre pieces. And these won't take long at all to cook. In fact, I want them to be just slightly crunchy too. So onto the plate, and like any good stir fry, make sure everything's prepared before you start because it's all about flash frying and speed. I have been preheating my wok. You want this to be piping hot, just like you saw at the Dai Pai Dong. And in with a little bit of vegetable oil or peanut oil is fine too. I always say hot pan, cold oil, and that ensures all of the ingredients won't stick. So we'll grab our pork and then in it goes. Now I've got enough for one portion here, but if you're doing this for 2 or 3 people, want to cook this in batches, if you overcrowd the pan, then it's going to stew. We don't want that. We want it to caramelize really, really fast. So just separate the pieces, give that a bit of a toss. And ideally, you don't want to cook the meat all the way through at this stage. You just want that lovely charred outside, and it smells great. And it chars quite fast because of the oyster sauce. There's some sugar in there, so that cooks really, really quickly. Okay, into another clean bowl. All right, we'll pop that down. Another little splash of oil, and then in with our veggies. So I have a julienne of ginger. Ginger and pork, best friends. So lots of ginger, I'd say about 4 to 5 centimetre piece. I've just peeled it and finely sliced it. In it goes to fry. So good for you too. Our garlic chives, bean sprouts. Give that a toss. And the aim here is to keep that as crispy as possible. So back in with our pork. Smells fantastic. Give that a toss. And just to finish off the sauce and round it off, the marinade is in there, but we just need a little extra saltiness. I add some soy, just a tiny splash, along with some sesame oil. Again, just a few drops of that, and some white pepper. All right, heat off. And I love how that soy just caramelizes just at the end there and gives this a lovely gloss. Look at that. Stir fry done in 10 minutes. And I'm serving mine with some rice, lovely jasmine rice. Just pop that to one side. And our stir fry, nice generous amount on the side. Look at that, so vibrant in colour. There you have it. That is pork and garlic chive stir fry. That meat is going to be so tender because we velveted it. Even just for that small amount of time, it makes a difference. And that's inspired by the wonderful Dai Pai Dongs you can find here in Hong Kong.